Title is, Am I the asshole for letting my daughter keep her room? My 47 male daughter, Stacy, 15 female, has one of 2 rooms in my house with an ensuite bathroom. It's a largish room with a nice bay window, obviously very nice. I've recently become engaged to my girlfriend of 3 years, Alice, 33 female. Oh, whoa, I didn't even realize that age gap. That's 14 years, okay. Moving on.
Whoa.
And her landlord has recently hiked her rent, so we're planning to have her move in with me. She has some kids. She has 2 daughters, 13 female and 10 female, and 2 sons, 11 male and 9 male. She is also pregnant with our daughter, due in about 5 months. I've made it absolutely clear to my daughter, as a condition of getting her approval on moving my girlfriend in, that she is allowed to keep her room, and she is also allowed to have a full lock on her door. For what it's worth, I also got my son's, 24 male, blessing to give away his old room, although that's more of a moot point as he lives with his own girlfriend now. My daughter plans to go to school locally, and I have told her in no uncertain terms that she is welcome to live at home for the rest of my life, and after that, she can inherit the house. I bought the house with her mother and paid it off in a large part with her mother's life insurance 10 years ago, so it only seems fair. She says she's all right as long as she can have her room and her bathroom, and she's allowed to put a lock on her door. She has a toaster oven and a mini fridge in there, so I guess she's pretty well set up. Stacy will be giving up a room that she's currently using as a studio and project space. She does art, videos, and voiceovers, etc. So even her larger room will become a bit more cramped, and she'll definitely need the extra space she has. There will be a bedroom for Alice's girls, Stacy's old project room, and Alice's boys will get my son's old room. I'm going to be putting in a furnished nursery/bedroom in the basement for our new daughter. Alice thinks this is unfair. She thinks it was wrong of me to make a decision without her, and she also thinks that she should move her 2 daughters into Stacy's room, and that Stacy should have to move to the smaller room that they'll be getting. The 2 of them already share a smaller room than the one that I'm moving them into, so they are getting an upgrade regardless. Alice thinks that it's not fair for Stacy to have a bathroom all by herself and that there won't be enough bathrooms for everyone else. She also disapproves of Stacy being able to lock everyone out. There were other small things that she didn't like that I agreed to with Stacy, like the fact that she is to be paid for any babysitting, or the fact that my older car, her mom's old car, is hers when she's getting her driver's license. We'll have our own bathroom in the master bedroom, and the house has 3 other bathrooms beside him, 1 on each floor, 1 near what will be her girls' room, 1 not far from what will be the boys' room, and 1 will basically be directly next to the new furnished room. I told Alice that my deal with Stacy is non-negotiable, set in stone, and that it's literally a condition of her moving in. Alice is upset that Stacy and I have spaces completely dedicated to ourselves. I have my office, which I need because I work from home and have projects, and there aren't a whole lot of other spaces to put people. I told her she can pretty much do what she wants in the living room, but that it is what it is, and there's pretty much nothing to be done about it. A bigger house is not an option unless Alice is going to start making a hell of a lot more money and buy her own bigger house. It's already a pretty big house, and housing is expensive. I've told her that she's already getting a break by my only expecting her to contribute 15 or 20% to household bills. If we were doing it proportionately, it would be more like 25 to 30%. We keep separate finances, and we've agreed to a prenup. Alice just seems upset that I won't change the setup, even though there's no real way to change it, and she's accused me of treating Stacy like a quote-unquote spoiled little princess, and letting her be the quote-unquote queen of the house. Frankly, my daughter comes first. She's lived here all her life, and I already know it's going to be a big adjustment, having all those other kids move in. As much as I love Alice, and as much as I want our relationship to work out, if it's a matter of choosing between the 2 of them, then my relationship with Alice is a sacrifice I'm willing to make. I've told her that if she becomes into this wicked stepmother vibes, and that'll be the end of things. She thinks I'm being unreasonable. Am I the asshole?
Fuck no. Sounds like a great guy.
Yes, he does.
Doing everything right. Alice is obviously trying to dig her claws in as deep as she can and get whatever she wants, and he's trying to let his daughter still live her life and be uninterrupted. She already had to give up her project room and is squishing down. So she's already making a compromise on that side. He's making a compromise.
They're getting an upgrade.
They're getting an upgrade.
They already shared a room.
I'm already getting
room.
evil stepmother vibes.
Exactly.
I can't see this going any farther. She's gonna die on that hill.
Top comment: you're not the asshole, but I hope you plan to keep a close eye on how Alice treats your daughter after she moves in, because the way she's talking about your daughter is a huge red flag.
Yeah, I was just talking about it. I wouldn't. If you had like any pushback to that, it's like, okay, this is not going to work out. It's not going to work out.
Yeah, exactly. So there is an update. The original post was posted 3 days ago, and there's an update that was posted 1 day ago.
Told Alice to fuck off.
So I got a lot of eye-opening insight on advice from my last post, so I feel it's worth giving everyone an update, especially considering developments. First, to address a few questions that seem to keep coming up before I lost the ability to read each and every reply, although I'm still trying. My son, 24 male, is my child from a previous relationship before I met/married my late wife. He has his own provisions in my will, but he's quite aware that the house goes to his sister. My own sister is to become guardian of my daughter if anything should happen to me. I love my sister as dearly as I love anyone, and she and her niece love each other and get along great. I completely trust her if, God forbid, anything should happen. Yes, the basement is an unusual place for a nursery, but I was just trying to make people fit where they could go. The move was supposed to be happening within a month, and Alice's older kids needed rooms now. Meanwhile, the baby isn't going to be born for about 5 months, so she can go into the room that isn't made yet. I honestly figured we could keep a crib in our room for a bit, and after that, it's no big deal for a kid to have her room in a finished basement. Also, honestly, I didn't want to move my office. It's been where it is forever, and I didn't want to move it. I can admit that. We've had the beginning/groundwork of a finished basement since forever, but there was never any reason to really put a move on it. It was a big change to go from having more room than we need, with just me and Stacy rattling around in the house, to suddenly scrambling for space and not having enough of it. It was the obvious spot where an additional bedroom could go, but no spot where a bedroom is now. Alice and I have talked about marriage and children, more or less in the abstract of many occasions, and we both wanted to get married at some point if things continued to work out, and I wanted to have more children, although this pregnancy was quite unexpected. It was Alice's pregnancy combined with the rent hike on her place that accelerated the timetable on things. For what it's worth, the rent hike is real. I've seen the paperwork, and I have literally no reason to suspect that the baby is not mine. But yes, the only reason why we got engaged so recently is because Alice got pregnant. The only reason why Alice and her kids would be moving in with me so suddenly is because she was likely to need to move somewhere else, and I'd obviously like to be responsible for/be nearby to raise my upcoming daughter. To me, it made sense for my daughter to live with me. I never wanted to be an absent/part-time parent, or to not have time or space to share with my child. The circumstances all made sense, at least until now. I was definitely wary of Alice and paying more attention to her, especially after the many, many comments that I read. I came to Reddit to get a sanity check on whether or not I was being an asshole about my conditions with Stacy, not to try to actually make any kind of major life or relationship changes. But I didn't want to turn a blind eye either. It was Friday and Stacy texted me asking for her allowance. I was with Alice at the time, and I went ahead and let the subject come up. I give Stacy $100 a week. Alice thinks that this is crazy and excessive. She thinks it's improper, and she's brought it up as an example of how she thinks I'm raising Stacy like a spoiled princess. She said as much again when I told her I was sending Stacy her allowance, but this time Alice also asked if her kids would get the same allowance after we get married. I told her that someday our new daughter would probably get an allowance just like Stacy does, but that there was no way I had plans on shelling out an extra $400 a week for her other kids. Alice got upset. She said that Stacy wastes my money on shoes and makeup. She has previously criticized Stacy for wearing fancy sneakers, high heels, and makeup, and she said that I was showing favoritism, and that is a form of abuse. She complained about me letting Stacy buy things with my credit card and store my credit card on her phone when I don't let Alice even do that. She said that whatever money was going to go to the kids should be split evenly amongst them. When I shrugged and told her that that wasn't going to happen and that I wasn't going to cut Stacy's allowance, she snapped at me and said that a man living alone with his daughter and doting on her like that is creepy and incestuous. And she said, "You've just replaced your dead wife with your daughter and you need to stop." That was it. Sure, I've ignored a lot of red flags up until now, but that was it. She started trying to tell me about how it's unhealthy for me to be so close with Stacy and how she didn't want her kids to be neglected and how she wanted to be treated as an equal if we were getting married. But I interrupted her and I told her that I don't think we should be getting married. I told her that I don't want her moving in and that we were going to need to work something else out. To be perfectly honest, my sister, my brother, and some of my other friends have expressed some of the same misgivings about Alice that I've read, although they were generally a lot more gentle about it. I was in love with her. In fact, I'm still in love with her, and I wasn't seeing things clearly. I told her that I would always and definitely make sure that our child had a roof over her head, but that she was going to have to work something out for herself and her kids on her own. Obviously, we had a huge fight. She screamed at me. She called me a heartless bastard. She blamed Stacy for trying to sabotage our relationship. She guilt-tripped me about her cost of living and how I'm an empty house all by myself. She also guilt-tripped me about the stress on the baby, and I actually do feel bad and worry about that. She eventually broke down crying and told me to leave. In the past 10 years, this was the first relationship with a woman that I've had that became serious. I love her, and this hurts. It hurts a lot. I told Stacy that she didn't have to bother moving her stuff out of the room, that Alice wasn't coming, and we hugged. She asked if it was her fault, and I told her no. I told her that I honestly feel like marrying Alice would have been a mistake, even if the two of them could have been the best buddies. I always wanted to have a few more kids, and I've missed having a wife, but things don't always happen the way we want. So I'm pretty sure that my relationship with Alice is effectively over, even if we're going to be raising a child together for the foreseeable future. My new daughter can have my son's old room whenever we work out whatever custody agreement we end up working out. I'm not sorry to be having another kid, even if I really wish the circumstances could be better. The red flags were always there. I guess it's better that I notice them now instead of later.
This is insane. Oh my God. I just went through so many feelings of emotions. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I forgot that she was pregnant with this kid, which explains so much more why there's a push to allow her to move in. And I would make that happen too. And I would renovate the basement, and I would, get the two girls that are sharing a bedroom, and I'd be like, yeah, well, they can have the basement. Somebody who wants the basement, raise your hands, whatever. More space down there in the dungeon. The nice dungeon. But holy shit, man, this just went fucking wild. I will say, $100 a week to your kid. Yeah, maybe he is spoiling her, but so what? She lost her fucking mom. He lost his wife. He used her insurance to pay off the house. It was her old car. Yeah, there's an allowance. I mean, maybe he could make a little bit of an adjustment there, but does he really need to? I mean, it's your kid. Spoil him if you want to, I guess.
If you have the means to, I don't think it's an issue.
Yeah, same. Do I think it's excessive? Sure. I mean, that's a lot. I would fucking love to have $400 a month allowance. That would have been great. So yeah, it's a lot. Whatever. But then also expecting him to start doing that for her kids is unreasonable. It's I give her an allowance because she doesn't have a mom anymore. That's the money comes out of the mother's life insurance, and I've just been giving it to her as a weekly allowance, if you want to think about it that way.
And she's my kid.
And you're gonna expect me to start doing that for your 4 kids?
No,
fuck?
Absolutely not.
The fuck?
To be that entitled is insane. But I think that the icing on the cake is just the comment that he's being incestuous.
Yeah, that's crazy. But I also wonder the question, when you are merging families like that and you're agreeing to take over the parental role of other kids, is it fair that one of your kids, your original kid, is getting $100 a week and the other kids are getting nothing? If those kids find out, they're gonna feel pretty shitty. So how do you navigate that? What's the correct answer to that? Should you, if you're agreeing to get married to her and take care of her and her kids and have them live with you, is it not fair that you give them an allowance as well, or work something out? I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't really think so because, I don't know. They still have a dad.
I don't really believe in allowances anyway. I
never got one.
I don't really. I mean, like, allowances kind of are spoiling. Like, I would, like, if I did have kids, like, you wouldn't be getting an allowance. Like, I'll pay you to do chores. We'll have like a barter system.
Yeah.
Like, I'll give you a job. You go weed the garden, and you go do the household stuff, and like I'll pay you for the household stuff. I'm not gonna call it an allowance. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I never got an allowance growing up. I never really had friends that got allowances. Like, that was just stuff that we heard in the movies. Like, I never knew people actually got allowances.
Like, I got paid to do chores.
I didn't. But I think if that's what you want for your child, like, I think that's fine. Like, I don't think there's an issue with that. Yeah. And it doesn't really sound like Opie's kid is spoiled. Like, I think she has a good head on her shoulders. Like, she has a good life. Well, but I think she sounds like, she doesn't sound bratty to me. And I mean, granted, we're not getting everything. You never know. She's like, she was willing to give up her project room and like downsize for like for the family moving in. And it didn't sound like she made a fuss about 5 other people moving into her house.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Which for like a young kid, I don't remember how old she was, but
I'm thinking like 16.
It said it.
Said she's gonna go to school soon. I don't know if it did.
Yeah, 15. So I think around that age, like, I don't know. I would be pretty bratty if like 5 other people came into my home and like, I don't know. I feel like it sounded like she was handling it well. So just from the vibes I'm getting from OP, she doesn't sound like a spoiled brat. You know what I mean?
I don't know. OP gets around a bunch. Jeez. 24-year-old kid, and then 9 years later, daughter, and then now 15 years later, another one.
Baby mamas, yeah. And the age gap. Yeah. The age gap. I didn't notice that the first time I read it. 14 years.
I feel like she's definitely with him for like life support. I mean, having 4 kids is hard to do.
Yeah. But yeah, I think he made a good choice leaving her, because that comment, absolutely not. It would have gotten way worse.
You're done there. Yeah. You're done, bud. You're done.
Yeah. She was jealous of her.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
She wants all of his attention and time. Yeah. It would be the simple, like, get her to move out as fast as possible.
Exactly.
Dynamic the whole time. It's kind of a blessing that all that came to head before she actually moved in.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay.
All right, moving on.
Back to me.